Angela Rayner has literally received the worst news yet in a Saturday bombshell. In today's video, we will discuss this in detail, whilst also going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we have new Make Britain Great, again t-shirts available on our store. Go grab them now. They are available at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Firstly, a man has died after a tree smashed into a van as Storm Dara chaos has continued to wreak havoc across the nation. The man, said to be in his 40s, was driving along a dual carriageway when the tree struck his car. As a result, an investigation has been launched into the incident, Lancashire Police has said. Emergency services were contacted earlier this morning following the horrific crash, which took place on the A59 at Longton near the police station. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Now to the main story and why Angela Rayner has been handed nightmare news. A recent poll which we covered has placed Reform UK ahead of the Labour Party for the first time, signalling a seismic shift in British politics. The survey, conducted by a polling firm, has Nigel Farage's Reform UK at 24%, narrowly edging past Labour at 23%. The Conservatives, led by Kemi Badenoch, remain in the lead at 26%, while the Liberal Democrats and Greens trail with 11% and 9%, respectively. In a stunning twist, the poll also predicts that Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner would lose her seat to Reform UK. This revelation underscores the precarious position of the Labour Party, which now appears to be hanging on by a thread in key constituencies. This significant development comes amid speculation about a potential $100 million donation to Reform UK by billionaire Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla and X, formerly Twitter. However, Farage himself poured cold water on the rumours, telling the BBC, "I've heard nothing of the kind. It's complete news to me." The prospect of Angela Rayner, a prominent Labour figure, losing her seat to Reform UK marks a low point for the party. It symbolises a broader erosion of Labour's traditional strongholds, leaving its leadership grappling with the challenge of retaining its influence. Rayner's potential defeat would not just be a personal blow, but a symbolic indicator of Labour's waning grip on the electorate. A senior Labour insider, speaking anonymously, expressed alarm. If Angela Rayner can lose her seat, no one is safe. This poll isn't just a warning sign, it's an earthquake. Zia Yusuf, chairman of Reform UK, hailed the poll as a watershed moment. "For the first time, we are now polling ahead of Labour," Yusuf said. "Reform has all the momentum in British politics. We recently surged past 100,000 members, are adding more at a record pace, and we are just getting started." He went further to predict the party's rise to power, stating, "The British people want real change after years of failure and deception. Reform will form the next government of the United Kingdom. Reform UK's meteoric rise, highlighted by its ability to challenge high-profile Labour MPs like Angela Rayner, suggests the party's message is resonating with a growing segment of voters disillusioned by traditional political options." The results underscore the fragmented state of UK politics, with pollster Luke Trill of More in Common noting, "We are deeply entrenched in 3.5 party politics." He cautioned against over-interpreting such polling shifts, referencing previous instances where trends failed to materialise electorally. Find Out Now's head of research, Tyrone Sermon, emphasised the methodology behind the poll. Unlike other pollsters, Find Out Now explicitly asks respondents if they intend to vote before inquiring about their preferred party, excluding undecided respondents from projections. Our approach avoids inflating vote shares by including individuals unlikely to vote or assigning undecided voters to parties based on assumptions, Sermon explained. Our new voting intention tracker records the Conservatives as the most popular party, with Labour slipping to third place, just behind Reform UK. This methodology may be more sensitive to shifts in current voter behaviour, he added. Reform UK's challenge now lies in converting polling momentum into real electoral victories. The first-past-the-post system presents significant hurdles, but with rising membership numbers and a growing voter base, the party is gaining the infrastructure necessary to contest key seats effectively. The next general election will likely be one of the most unpredictable in decades. With Labour reeling from potential losses in its heartlands and Reform UK riding high on a wave of dissatisfaction with the political status quo, the political map of the UK could soon look very different. As Yusuf confidently declared, reform is just getting started. What are your thoughts on the news that Rayner could lose a seat to Reform? Let me know in the comments. In some other news, a man from Norfolk has been sentenced to 12 years in prison after secretly administering abortion drugs to a pregnant woman, causing her to lose her unborn baby. The 40-year-old man was found guilty at Norwich Crown Court of administering a poison with intent to procure a miscarriage, as well as assault by penetration. The court heard how the defendant deliberately carried out the well-planned and callous act in 2022, when the woman was 15 weeks pregnant. The victim had made it clear that she wished to keep the baby, the prosecution stated. The man crushed abortion medication into the victim's orange juice without her knowledge, and later administered additional drugs through sexual deception, while the victim was blindfolded. The defendant had enlisted the help of a friend's partner to obtain the abortion medication. She travelled to a London gynecology clinic in the summer of 2022, where she obtained a prescription for the drugs after the man paid for the appointment. During his arrest, the defendant was also found to be in possession of cannabis, a charge to which he admitted. In an emotional victim impact statement, the woman expressed her grief, revealing how she had long struggled with infertility. She described how the loss of the pregnancy had shattered her dream of becoming a mother. "This pain will never leave me knowing that this baby could have been my only chance to be a mother in this lifetime," she said, also expressing guilt for not being able to protect her baby. The victim has since struggled to conceive again, going from one fertility clinic to another in an effort to fulfill her dream of motherhood. The defendant's accomplice, a 39-year-old woman, pleaded guilty to supplying an instrument to procure a miscarriage and was sentenced to 22 months in prison, suspended for 2 years. She was also ordered to complete 40 hours of unpaid work. The judge acknowledged that she had been pressured into involvement by the defendant, who was a friend of her partner. The woman, a mother of 3 with no prior criminal record, had received no financial gain from her actions. The judge also ordered the defendant to pay £10,000 in compensation to the victim and imposed a restraining order, prohibiting him from contacting her indefinitely. During the sentencing, the judge described the defendant as a selfish man who had taken actions without regard for the woman's wishes. While acknowledging his previously good character, the judge made it clear that this did not mitigate the seriousness of his actions. The defendant requested to speak in court, but was denied. He responded with a brief, "Thanks for your time," before being led away to the cells. The defendant's lawyer acknowledged that his client's actions were ultimately selfish, while the victim's lawyer expressed the profound emotional toll the crime had taken on her. Lastly, a 61-year-old Elizabeth line worker has died after being attacked at Ilford Tube Station in an unprovoked assault. British Transport Police were called to the station in East London on Wednesday evening, following reports of a serious attack. Upon arrival, officers found the victim suffering from serious head injuries. He was rushed to the hospital, where he later passed away. Ayodele Jangbadi, 28, of Kingston Road, Ilford, has been charged with grievous bodily harm, affray, and possession of a prohibited offensive weapon in a private place. Detectives are now seeking to amend the charges to reflect the victim's death. RMT General Secretary Mick Lynch expressed the union's sorrow, saying, "We are deeply saddened by the passing of our member, who died following an attack while at work. Our condolences go out to their family, friends, and colleagues. Everyone at RMT is thinking of them during this heartbreaking time." Jambadi appeared at Highbury Corner Magistrates Court on December 6th, where he was remanded in custody. He is due to appear at Inner London Crown Court on Saturday. Specialist family liaison officers are supporting the victim's family, with Detective Chief Inspector Paul Atwell stating, "Our thoughts remain with them during this incredibly difficult time. I would also like to reassure the public that this is an isolated incident, and no one else is being sought in connection with it." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British political content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.